YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with a way too early 2023 NFL mock draft. Always like to do these right after the draft ends. So 2022 draft just got over. We got a bunch of content, winners, losers, best picks each round, and grades from every round one pick. We got more content to come covering it, grades for each team, ranking draft classes, and more. Point of this video is mainly to take a look at the prospects, get an idea which prospects are expected to be first-round players, where they may fit. The order is determined by FanDuel Super Bowl odds, so let's not make a big deal about the order. This is not season predictions. We'll do that when the time is right. Some people always get frustrated with the order for some reason. Not the point of this video. So excited to do this, though. Again, more draft content on the way. Join us, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, follow us on Twitter. It's on your screen, link down below, and here it is right here. We were already talking about the quarterbacks, so it's a very good class here. But here it is, again, at the top of your screen, order determined by FanDuel Super Bowl odds, reverse order, obviously. So they have the Texans at 1. That's not the point of this video anyways. We're just taking a look at the prospects. I really think C.J. Stroud, if I had to say right now who will be the number one pick, I think it'll be C.J. Stroud. The Texans are at 1, not going to do any trades with this yet. It's way too early for that. Way too early for that in the way too early mock draft. If the Texans had the first pick, I still think they would roll with Davis Mills. Who knows? Maybe they would just take the best quarterback there too. It's a possibility. But Will Anderson is also worthy of the first overall pick. The pass rusher from Alabama. We saw him all last year. We knew he was going to be a top-tier pick. Kind of has all of the above, the physical traits, the athletic traits, the production. It would have been the best pass rusher in this class that just happened this year, and there was some pretty damn good ones as well. So the Texans get their pass rusher there, and the Falcons have the second best odds to get, the second best odds to get the first pick based off Super Bowl odds there. But C.J. Stroud, so they get their quarterback of the future. The Falcons in that rebuild stage. They did just draft Desmond Ridder. They're not, we'll see if he gets the chance to play. We'll see how Mariota does, but they get the chance to get better at the quarterback position. C.J. Stroud, to me, right now, is the best quarterback in the class. It's just, again, a way too early stage. It's a very good quarterback class. Seeing where he came from the beginning of last year and throughout the year to the end, much improved and looked like an elite prospect, really. Going back and watching draft tape on the Ohio State receivers that were in this class, I was loving Stroud more and more. He was at the Ohio State Pro Day, just rave reports from all the scouts and GMs and coaches there. He has the prototypical size as well. He's just so smooth, and you see the improvement in a short amount of time. I think he's going to be better than Justin Fields as well. I think Fields has maybe the speed and the athleticism edge on him, but Stroud's very athletic as well. But Stroud's so smooth in the pocket awareness, pocket movement, mechanics, gets the ball out earlier. So I really like what I saw from Stroud there. And then another quarterback here, the Lions grab their quarterback, Will Levis from Kentucky. Now, this could be Bryce Young. A lot of people have Bryce Young even at the top, best quarterback, mainly because he was the best player in college football last year, looking at NFL prospect-wise. Bryce Young could be at the top. NFL teams always make a big deal on guys, if they're a little on the shorter side. We saw that in this year's draft, even though Bryce Young's far better than those guys. So he's about 6 foot, obviously. So, and Will Levis is very good. I mean, you see he's got good athletic ability. He'll lower his shoulder, run people over. His throw on the run ability is very good. Has that big play ability, has that strong arm. I think the Lions, Dan Campbell, I think they would like Levis there. And because he has more of that prototypical size, he has a shot to be one of the top-tier quarterbacks taken here. The Jets roster is really coming together. They might be better than where the odds have them here, but again, not the point of this video. But Jalen Carter, kind of the best player available here, and maybe prepare for life without Quinnen Williams in the future, or they can bring him back and just kind of best player available. One of those dominant Georgia defensive linemen that can move around, really play off the end if you want him to as well, inside, dominant with interior pressure, dominant stopping the run. So just the best player available situation. The Seahawks go Bryce Young, so they get their quarterback. The Seahawks wouldn't be worried about him being a little on the shorter side, 6 feet tall. Russell Wilson, maybe their future Russell Wilson. Here's the athletic ability, see the throw on the run ability, the big play ability there. Can't wait to watch him this year. The Alabama offensive line was good, obviously, last year, but it wasn't nearly what the other older Alabama quarterbacks had. So I want to see if the offensive line be a little better for him and they can become even better. And the Jags go Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State, the receiver that lit up Utah, a very good defense, in that Rose Bowl, breaking that record. They mainly used him in the slot last year, but he played a bit of everything. once those other guys were out. So kind of the same track Garrett Wilson was taking. I think they're definitely different types of receivers, but Wilson was a slot. Then he kind of moved outside, but play a little bit of both. Same thing, just knows how to get open, very good after the catch, can high point the ball, very good body control. So the Jags, who have a number of receivers right now, but by this time next year, they can be looking to get better, pair somebody with Christian Kirk for the future. And the Bears at 7 also go with the receiver. LSU been pumping out those receivers. Kayshon Boutte from LSU has another one of those big playability, spectacular catch, great body control type of guy there. A lot of upside with him, so a good battle for the top receiver in the class, but get that guy for Justin Fields. And the Panthers grab their quarterback, another one. I think these top 4 quarterbacks are legit. Tyler Van Dyke, 6'4", laser arm, real good touch pass. Some of these touch passes he lays in kind of reminds me of Joe Burrow's a little bit. And Van Dyke kind of really came out of nowhere last year as well. Could this be, got crystal ball coming into Miami. Could this be his Justin Herbert here? And you see how high he got drafted. I don't think he's Justin Herbert. We're going to need to see more from Van Dyke, but very impressive arm talent there and the way he's been able to improve in little time there. So the Panthers get their quarterback of the future. Next 8, and again, it's still determined by FanDuel Super Bowl odds. I keep saying it because everyone complains in the comments every year about the order. Like, you're coming here just to see prospects at the way too early stage. This is not season predictions, right? We'll get a tight end finally that's in the top end. Well, I shouldn't say finally, because last year we had Kyle Pitts, but this past year a little underwhelming tight end class. So Michael Mayer kind of gives you Travis Kelce vibes for that big of a body and physical after the catch. The footwork in the route running is ridiculous. So this tight end, I'd say he's a lock to go in the first round for sure in this next draft. And the Giants still looking for a tight end there, so they grabbed the Notre Dame guy who was really on our radar since he was a true freshman as well. So Steelers go Noah Sewell, the linebacker from Oregon. Real fun to watch. I mean, he has the size, the traits, the athletic ability. He'll probably test off the charts. High motor guy. Real good blitzing. Real good downhill attacking in the run game. Could improve in terms of coverage. Steelers, could this be it for Devin Bush coming up? Pair a guy like Sewell who fits that Mike Tomlin defense with a guy like Myles Jack in the future. Commanders go Keely Ringo, a cornerback from Georgia here. That elite defense still has some elite prospects on it, even though a bunch of them got drafted. So they get Ringo for a starting cornerback there for Commanders. And then an Alabama corner, former LSU, Eli Ricks, who we have high hopes for this year, goes to the Eagles. So they get their first-round corner there. And then Jordan Addison, one of the better receivers, more productive receivers in the draft. And you see Pitt, question mark, because very recently he entered the transfer portal. It's sounding like USC is a good shot for USC, but we'll see. But very productive last year, a guy that can kind of do everything as a receiver, so the Patriots grab him. Jahmyr Gibbs is who I'm a big fan of. Even when I first saw him at Georgia Tech, I'm like, I had that guy on my radar. I'm like, this guy's legit. This guy's an NFL running back. Maybe some Kamara vibes from him. He's a good returner as well. And then he transfers to Alabama after another incredible year, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I think I was right on track with this Gibbs guy. He's legit, so he's going to tear it up for Alabama. Raiders declined, actually, Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option. They did draft Zamir White. I'm not a huge Zamir White guy. Then they can get better in the future. If Jacobs is gone, they get Gibbs. Just kind of feels like a Josh McDaniels type of running back here. So the Raiders grab Gibbs. And another quarterback, Anthony Richardson. We didn't get to see the full Anthony Richardson last year, but you love the arm strength, and you love the size and the athleticism combo. There's a lot of upside here. He's going to have to show us some more, but I thought I'd throw one in with the Dolphins. It's a Tua, and I'm not really saying Tua's going to fail this year or succeed. It's just, it's possible they can be taking a quarterback next year, so we'll see how they do. Vikings, Brian Bryce from Clemson, defensive lineman. I remember when he was a top recruit. Just remember watching his high school film. It's just the funniest thing. I thought it was hysterical. But, yeah, stud defensive lineman. They move him around a bit. And the Vikings switching to a 3-4 this year. It's kind of the one spot they could still use possibly is a 3-4 end. So I think he would fit in there, the Clemson defensive lineman. Next, we have Nolan Smith, another Georgia pass rusher here. Not super productive, but now more playing time. You see the athletic guy off the edge here. He's going to have more production this year. So the Eagles with another pick here. grab him. Titans grab Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State, guy that can project to play guard or tackle there for the Titans. Isaiah Foskey, edge rusher from Notre Dame, thought he would come out this year, and he was extremely productive and showed up in big-time moments, big-time strip sacks, and he actually went back to school, so maybe could help himself even further. The Cardinals could use that pass rusher. Colts could use that on a receiver. Josh Downs from UNC, big playability, the speed, the ball tracking ability there down the field. Another receiver, the Ravens replacing Hollywood Brown with an Oklahoma receiver, Marvin Mims, who had a very good season last year, and under 6 foot, not quite as small as Hollywood Brown, but maybe some similarities there. Peter Skoronski from Northwestern, the tackle. So the Bengals are set for tackle for right now. Jonah Williams, who's been a little inconsistent, and then La'el Collins, which that contract's interesting. They could get out of it soon. So could they? And they're pretty complete. So could they be looking for a tackle in a year from now? Texans get their safety to pair with Petrie, who they drafted this year. Jordan Battle, surprised he went back to school as well. A playmaker on the back end there, goes 23rd overall. Then Miles Murphy, the pass rusher from Clemson, physical defensive end, very productive his last couple of years. So the Cowboys get their pass rusher. And then the last 8 picks, Henry 2020 from Alabama, former Tennessee linebacker. Yeah, kind of all over the field. Very good stopping the run, very good getting downhill. Could blitz as well. But John Robinson, running back from Texas, a big playability. Could see him going earlier. Could see him being the first running back off the board. I'm just really a big Gibbs fan. He's going to improve with Alabama as well. Dolphins got a number of running backs. They can get better here with Robinson. Zion Nelson, who we thought would be in the draft last year as well, kind of a top 50 range pick. Goes to the Chargers, potentially right tackle. Anaya Smith, big playability guy, super quick, super speedy from Texas A&M, goes to the Packers. Packers added a couple receivers, but could they be losing some again next year? Watkins 1-year deal. Randall Cobb, could his career be coming to an end? So they get kind of the maybe like a gadget type guy in a way too, to pair with the couple guys they brought in this year. Malachi Moore, DB from Alabama, kind of gives you safety and corner vibes. Kind of plays that star position for Alabama. I kind of like his upside at corner. We'll see if he can play out there. But Lions been doing a good job drafting here. Moore kind of the best player available. Chiefs grab the running back of the future here with Tank Bigsby, who's kind of been on our radar since he was a freshman. Good combination of quickness, vision, and some physicality there. And so the Chiefs grab their back of the future. Bucks grab a safety to pair Antoine Winfield and Brandon Joseph, who was Northwestern safety, extremely productive throughout the years. He transferred to Notre Dame, so we'll see if he can fill the role. Big shoes to fill. Kyle Hamilton, even though Kyle Hamilton missed half the season. So maybe not too much pressure there, but Joseph's been phenomenal. That's kind of why he went from Northwestern to Notre Dame there. Then B.J. Ojulari, edge rusher from LSU, very productive, very athletic. Could be a guy for behind Von Miller. Learn from him for a year, then kind of take over in the near future for him, opposite of Gregory Rousseau. So these are just mainly the guys I want to squeeze in here because they feel like first-round prospects. There's definitely more solid quarterbacks. We were talking about on Twitter. There's a lot of good quarterbacks. We see why teams were kind of not really forcing quarterbacks in this year's draft. That's one reason. So you see the talented group here, loaded with quarterbacks, some good receivers, really good running backs as well, a few good corners, a couple linebackers, a bit of everything here. So it doesn't really feel like as good of a tackle class as last year, but somebody always steps up. Somebody really always stands out there. Ekwonu was a guy that wasn't really on everyone. Charles Cross either weren't really on our radar at this time last year. So we'll see. It's just a fun exercise, I guess, to see who we expect to be at the top, the big-time players. Kind of gets me excited about college football, so I'm really excited about that. But that wraps up the way too early mock. I can't wait to see the comments complaining about the order because that was the most important thing in this video. Apparently, it happens every year. What are you going to do? We got a bunch of 2022 draft videos out recapping it, winners, losers, grades, and definitely more to come. So join us, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, follow us on Twitter. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.